was here this morning. Now, good news, I guess, on the dairy front that the markets, the milk powder prices have soared up recently. But the last few years, no doubt, have been particularly tough for dairy farmers with the low payouts. Growing debt, of course, comes from that. Scandals over environmental impact and the treatment of bobby calves.
But one Canterbury farmer is choosing to focus on what's good, using some old-fashioned Kiwi ingenuity to do things a little differently. Hannah Mills went to check out Nature Matters Milk.
It's our white gold, but you can forget the expensive dairy farm and the 4 a.m. starts, because there's a new method of milking using a mobile shed in a rented paddock.
Owning the land was so expensive, so I thought, well, if we could lease land, that would make it so much cheaper. So we built the mobile cow shed, which means that we could lease this block, and it means that we can now go to farming without needing to have $1 million in the bank.
He calls it sustainable milking. The milk's pasteurised and bottled in that room at the end. And these cows, they're happy, which Glenn says makes for better milk.
We leave all the cows with their mothers. We leave them there for 8 to 10 weeks, and they'll just naturally wean themselves. And if you look at them, the cows just love having the cows with them. We also leave a bull in there the whole time, and basically we just let them get and calf in their own time.
It hasn't taken long for word of this unique approach to spread.
I heard a few whispers around town that something was going on. And then a good friend of ours, he had started using it in his cafe. I went over, had a yak, tried it. I loved it, and he couldn't speak highly enough about it. So I gave Glenn a call.
Supreme's one of a number of Christchurch cafes signed up to Glenn's scheme. The waiting list to get involved is now 3 months long.
So it's essentially, as you know, whole milk that's just been pasteurised, so it still retains its natural fat content. And we find that it just works really nicely with our coffees. You get a smoother mouthfeel, you get a slightly richer texture, richer taste.
Some of you will remember a time when milk was delivered to your doorstep in a glass bottle. Bottles were replaced with cartons in the late 80s, and then came the modern-day supermarket.
Our customers are into sustainability, and we're trying to reduce the environmental impact. When a cafe uses our milk, we use reusable glass bottles, so we bring back their glass bottles, we'll wash them and refill them, and you know that saves 120,000 milk bottles a year. Now, the bigger companies, it's not economic to use reusable bottles.
As for freshness,
well, this milk will be going out tomorrow, so our cafes will get a little bit a better day off. It takes around 5 days for supermarket milk to get from the farm to the supermarket shelf. So, it's pretty fresh.
And that cream at the top?
It gets mixed through, yeah.
It's not a secret for the barista taking a sip?
Well, I don't know, perhaps. When I'm around, I see the bottles getting shaken up a bit, but when I'm not around, who knows?